Jaya Bhagam Kunja Jan Jan Bhaktacharya Satara Shishmat A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Vishnu Paramahamsa Parabhakacharya Satara Shishmat Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Guru Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananti Koti Vaishnavina Ki Jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur Jai. Prem Shri Kahoshi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jaya Veda Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Samakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dhami Ki Jai. Mathura Dhami Ki Jai. Navadipa Dhami Ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari. All glories to Samba devotees. All glories to Samba devotees. All glories to Samba devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Savior of the whole world. Ki Jai. I wanted to read from point 20. First point.
Okay.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 We're reading from the Srimad Bhagvatam, first canto. I'm going to read from the teachings of Queen Kunti. Oh, here it is. The prayers by Queen Kunti and Parikat saved. So, and that is 363. The reason why I like to read from that, because I often, when I give classes, I like to read from the prayers of Queen Kunti, and at the moment I'm reading the teachings of Queen Kunti. I like to take it with me when I'm traveling, because it's a very nice book to read. So, I'm going to choose, well, I didn't choose it, it opened at that page. It's text 21 of the prayers by Queen Kunti by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and it's a translation and the purports are Krishna. So text 21, Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Devaki Nandanaya cha.
Devaki Nandanaya cha.
Devaki Nandanaya cha.
Devaki Nandanaya cha.
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya.
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya.
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya.
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Devaki Nandanaya cha.
Devaki Nandanaya cha.
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya.
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Devaki Nandanaya cha. Devaki Nandanaya cha. Gopa Kumaraya. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. Govindaya Namo Namaha. Govindaya Namo Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Devaki Nandanaya cha. Devaki Nandanaya cha. Gopa
So Krishnaya,
Krishnaya,
the Supreme Lord,
the Supreme Lord,
Vasudevaya,
Vasudevaya,
unto the Son Vasudeva,
unto the Son Vasudeva,
Devaki Nandanaya,
Devaki Nandanaya,
unto the Son of Devaki,
unto the Son of Devaki,
Cha, and Nanda Gopal,
Nanda Gopal,
Nanda and the cowherd men,
Nanda and the government,
Kumaraya,
Kumaraya,
unto their son,
unto their Son,
Govindaya,
Govindaya,
unto the personality of God,
unto the personality of God,
who enlivens the cows and senses.
who has the cows and senses.
Namaha,
Namaha,
respectful obeisances.
respectful
Namaha,
Namaha,
obeisances. So, translation by Srila Prabhupada. So, I'll read it, and if you like to repeat it, we can. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva,
who has become the Son of Vasudeva,
the pleasure of Devaki,
the pleasure of Devaki,
the boy of Nanda,
the boy of Nanda,
and the other cowherd men
and the other government
of Vrindavan,
of Vrindavan,
and the enlivener of the cows.
and the enlivener of the cows,
And you said the enlivener of the cows and the senses.
the enlivener of the cows and the senses.
One verse. So I quote it by Srila Prabhupada. The Lord being thus unapproachable by any material assets, out of the unbound and causeless mercy descends on the earth, as he is in order to show his special mercy upon his unalloyed devotees. Thank you. It's just so hard with my glasses. I can't get to it. His special mercy upon his unalloyed devotees and to diminish the upsurges of the demoniac persons. Queen Kunti specifically adores the incarnation or descent of Lord Krishna above all other incarnations because in this particular incarnation he is more approachable. In the Rama incarnation he remained a king's son from his very childhood. But in the incarnation of Krishna, although he was the son of a king, he at once left the shelter of his real father and mother, King Vasudeva and Queen Kunti, just after his appearance and went to the lap of Surabhi to play the part of an ordinary cowherd boy in the blessed Brajabhumi, which is very sanctified because of his childhood pastimes. Therefore, Lord Krishna is more merciful than Lord Brahma. He was undoubtedly very kind to Kunti's brother Vasudeva and the family. Had he not become the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, Queen Kunti could not claim him as her nephew, and thus address Krishna in parental affection. But Nanda and Yasoda are more fortunate because they could relish the childhood pastimes, which are more attractive than all other pastimes. There is no parallel to his childhood pastimes, as exhibited at Brajabhumi, which are the prototypes of his eternal affairs in the original Krishna Loka, described as the Chintamani Dharma. In the Brahma Samhita, Lord Sri Krishna descended himself at Brajabhumi with all his transcendental entourage and paraphernalia. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore confirmed that no one is as fortunate as the residents of Brajabhumi, and specifically the cowherd girls who dedicated their everything for the satisfaction of the Lord. His pastimes with Nanda and Yasoda, and his pastimes with the cowherd men, especially with the cowherd boys, and the cows have caused him to be known as Govinda. Lord Krishna as Govinda is more inclined to the Brahmins and cows, indicating therefore that human prosperity depends more on these two items, namely Brahminical culture and cow protection. Lord Krishna is never satisfied where these are lacking. Well, the teachings of Queen Kunti is very beautiful teachings. I love to read it, and I often take that book with me when I'm traveling to read it. And Queen Kunti, she was had a very special relationship with Krishna, because when it says that why Queen Kunti, Krishna took special attention with her. It was because, and not so much with Vasudeva and Devaki, even though Vasudeva and Devaki, they lost their children, but she still had a husband. And so Krishna, he gives special mercy to women, to women who are alone, and his Kunti had to bring up all the children by herself, and I can relate to that, how kind Krishna is, because also I was, after being married and not being able to be married for very long, but I had 5 children and I had to bring them up by myself, you know. And sometimes you wonder, did I do a good job? And my children always say to me now, over the years, they said, "Don't worry, Mum, now you're older, it's our turn to take care of you, because you took care of us when we were young." So I have a very nice relationship with them all, and they don't have a relationship with their fathers because of that happened that way. And I notice in my life how Krishna takes care of me and protects me, you know, through all situations. And just like Queen Kunti went through so much, you know, bringing up her sons alone, especially with the other side. They gave her so much trouble. I know, I was reading this morning of how the Pandavas, they married Draupadi. So many names. They married Draupadi, and the Kurus and the Yadavas, that's the other side, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they gave her so much trouble, and the Pandavas, they used to like gambling, and we know in the world today, gambling is can be very painful, not only for the person who's gambling and losing all the money and their assets, as we find with the Pandavas. It creates a whole lot of trouble for the family as well, to the point where they have to have special offices where they look after people with gambling and try to put them back onto a normal life, because they lose everything. You know, they very rich men can have millionaires and have next day nothing. And Prabhupada said that. He used to say, you see that man loitering in the street there? One time he was a very rich man, and now, due to his karma, he's become a man loitering in the street. You know, so, and that can happen. So, and many times it's because of this gambling. You know, they become addicted to it. You know, so that's why we have one principle: no gambling. No gambling. I was very fortunate. I did never gamble. So when I learned about the 4 regulated principles, I don't do that. So so Draupadi was given as a stake. They put her as a stake. You lose the gambling match again, then she's going to be the stake. And they actually lost again. And so that the very naughty men, we call them naughty because they are, they said, okay, and they brought her out in front of the assembly. And they were all kind of, some were hitting their thighs and laughing and everything like that. And they got Devaki, and Queen Kunti was relating to this of how Krishna protects, you know, and because she went through so much, Kunti went through so much, you know, they tried to poison her sons, they tried to burn them in that Shilak house, and they're saying, oh, we are going to give you a beautiful house to live in. And then they found out that this house, it was very nice. When they went in there, it looked very nice. It had little fountains and everything looked very wonderful, but actually what it was made from. So you might have a beautiful house, but if it's made from bad elements, right? No shorter time that houses start falling down. And so with the Pandavas, someone came and told them actually, you have to get out of here. This house is going to burn, and set it on fire. One of the
Vidura. Vidura.
Vidura told me. Vidura was a friend of the Pandava, and he said, but I don't know who arranged that they built underneath a Bhima did it? Bhishma did it? Yeah. They built underneath passage so they could get out. And so they led them there. I'm not quite sure if it was Bhima, because that's one of the Pandavas himself, because he would be grounded.
Vidura arranged the instruments and Pandava themselves created that particular tunnel.
Okay.
Vidura arranged the instruments through one of his associates, one of the servants, and then they did the tunnel.
Very good.
For many days they did the tunnels. And
Yes.
when it was set on fire, then they went out.
So somehow or other they were actually able to get out of there and not die. So Queen Kunti was using that as an example of all the terrible things that they had to go through. But Krishna always protected them, because Krishna says that he always protects the women, and especially the women who have no husband to protect them. Anyway, what was happening there with Draupadi, her husbands couldn't protect them. So she's standing there, and they're pulling this sari off her, and she's expecting that I'm going to have no sari on, standing in front of all of these men naked, and this is exactly what they wanted, right? That's what they wanted. And so after some time, she just had to surrender to Krishna, and she put her arms up in the air like this, right? and oh Krishna, please help me. And what did Krishna do? Anyone can tell me what Krishna did? Gave her unlimited sorrow. And he was pulling it. You should all know this. Only one person answered that question. And they were pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. And after some time, they just all fell on the ground because it was so hard to get that sari off, because Krishna was giving unlimited sari. And beside her, there was a big pile of sari. And so Kunti, she used that as an example also of how Krishna always protected them. And she was very happy that she got born in the family, because Vasudeva and Devaki, they were her, Vasudeva was her brother, and so she had Krishna as her nephew. So that she was very happy. I've got Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as my nephew. So in the teachings of Queen Kunti, which is Prabhupada giving classes on this particular chapter, and he gave many Srimad Bhagavatam classes, and they recorded it, and then they brought out this called Teachings by Queen Kunti. It's very nice. I don't know if any of you have read it, but it's actually more elaborated from the purports. And so if you get a chance, please get hold of that book. So, just let me put my glasses on. So therefore, Lord Krishna, he's our dearest friend. And I was thinking that yesterday, because Prabhu was saying to us, we should go before the deities and say to them how beautiful they look today. Often when I go to temples, I have particular deities that I've known over my life in Krishna consciousness. And I go there and I say they remember me. I was on one farm for 14 years, and we have the deities called Radha Govardhana Dari. And every time I go there, they smile at me. And I said to the temple manager, when I was talking to her, I said, you know, when I went in to see Radha Govardhana Dari, they were smiling at me. And they said, yes, because they haven't forgotten that time when you stayed here for 14 years. And I used to always cook and put big feasts and that. So, in the same way, like Robbie said, that we should go in front of the deities and we should say something to them, say how beautiful they are, and then tell them that you love them. And so actually, since he said that, that was the first day he gave the class, I've actually been going, and whenever I go in front of the deities, the first thing I say, oh, you look really, honestly, you look really beautiful today, especially this morning. At our Mogarati time, they looked very beautiful. And I said, and I loved you. And he said that if you tell Krishna that you love him, he will love you back. And Prabhupada said that to Giriraj. In America, my God broke his name, Giriraj, right? And he said to him, just one day, he didn't, Giriraj didn't say anything to him, but Prabhupada just said, if you love me, I will love you back. Right? So if we love Krishna, it should be every day go and say, we love you, Krishna. Krishna will love us back. Even more than we could have imagined before. But we see in our lives, especially as a woman, how Krishna is always protecting you. I've been through some hairy situations, but Krishna always helped me. And one time I was going to get some vegetables, and my husband, I said, you dropped me off at that little shop. You drove me. And he was going away. He said, how can I just drop you off at that little shop? And I said, don't worry, Krishna will look after me. And I just got out of the car, and within a few minutes there came a devotee, because the devotees visit that shop, but you're not always there. And I said to him, please can you take me back to the farm after I do my shopping? And he said yes. And I went to the car and I said to my husband, you see, Krishna looks after me. He always looks after me like that. So in the same way, Queen Kunti was getting so nicely taken care of. Devaki, she got completely free from that situation due to Krishna being there and helping her out. But you know what happened to those Yadus? Kauravas. The Kauravas, the ones that laughed, they showed their teeth. The ones that showed their thighs, whatever they did, when it was about a third of true session, that's how they died. You know, they got their teeth knocked out. They got the arrow in the thigh, you know, like that. And so that when Bhima, he had to shoot the arrow to kill that one, and Krishna said, shoot him in the thigh, because that was his weak point, right? Because they were trying to kill him and having a difficult time. And then Krishna said, shoot him in the thigh. And then he died, you know, like that. And his father, he said to him, because he was going out on the battle, and he said to him, go and, because actually his father knew about that with the thigh, right? And he said, before you go out on the battlefield, you come back and you dress nicely, you cover your body nicely. Anyway, somehow or other, he didn't click, he didn't hear it properly, and he came out on the battle with just with the gumshoe on, and so you could see the thighs, and so therefore it was easy for him to kill him, you know, like that. So when you do bad things, whether it's this life or the next, hopefully this life, to protect all the women in the world against the naughty man, that you get your karma before you can do anything bad again, continuously bad. Because, you know, it's become like that in this material world, that women aren't safe. You know, lurking on the street around the corner, not even an old man will come and molest a young woman. There'll come a young man, and he will molest an old lady. That's what it's like in the world these days. Even in Mayapur, just when the Gopanima was on, one young girl was walking to the temple with a few other ladies, but she was a little bit at the back, and there came this person just out of nowhere and started molesting her. And that's even amongst devotees, let alone non-devotees. So this world is a very unsafe place, and especially for ladies. So I know in our teachings you shouldn't associate too much with the ladies, but you're all older. And so when you see a lady getting hurt, don't think, oh, I'm a brahmachari, I'm aspiring for a brahmachari, just don't worry about it. You go right in there and you protect that lady, you know, and you'll become famous all over the world. Those Hare Krishnas, they are good people, they are gentlemen. We've seen them protect a lady. And one time in Melbourne, there was a fire, and it was on the top of our cafe, fire, and the ladies were in there, And then what happened was they were worrying what to do. And there was the fire truck was there. Not because they knew there was a fire going on at that time, before they acknowledged the fire truck hadn't come. But some people, are probably men, they came with a big kind of tarpaulin thing that was very strong, and they said to the ladies, you jump. And they jumped down and they saved. I think one of the girls was pregnant, right? And they saved the girls, and it became newspaper headlines that the
Hare Krishna.
yeah, the Hare Krishna devotees were in the fire, but that the normal everyday people came to help them, and so they became famous for doing that. So we also, as devotees, any opportunity comes along that we can help someone, even within our society, that we see a Mataji fall over on the ground, then we should go and help her. Now I know the brahmacharis are becoming more, what they call, sensitive to these things, because whenever I travel to temples now, and if I've got to get up on a boat and my legs don't work so well, if you noticed, I have to push myself up after making obeisances. And any opportunity, they can come and help me. And they do, and I think, oh my God, this is amazing. But when I was in Mayapur last year, Gopanima this year, I took it on the boat, and the two brahmacharis from Delhi, they put their hands out and they helped me onto the boat, and they helped me off the boat, and they took care of me because we were a little bit late for the program, and I was going to go, but then I heard that there was Bhakti, my god brother, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. It was his Vyasa Puja that I got the days from. It was the next day. So I went on the program late, and I was standing out the front on the road, and I was going, how am I going to get there? And then I walked back in, and these two brahmacharis, the one from Delhi, they came. And I said, are you going to the paragram? And they said, yes. I said, can I come with you? And they immediately. So all the way there until I got there, they looked after me. So this is how it should be. Not that you run away and I'm a brahmachari, let me not help to Rabbi gave me a lovely brahmachari here, Keshav He helps me, takes care of me while I'm here. And so we always should do that. And what will you get from doing that? You will get the greatest benefit. So, Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna is our example, isn't he? He's Queen Kunti. She's a mother of the Panda, but actually she's a mother of all of us, because she's teaching us all about Krishna. And by the example of her life, the things that happen in her life, she's able to tell that story. The teachings of Queen Kunti, she's talking to us about how it was in her life with Krishna taking care of her. So there, you see? So actually, we are not the body. We are eternal spiritual soul. We're not a man. We're not a lady. Actually, in the context of Krishna, we are all ladies. We are all female, right? Because Krishna is the only real male. Because we're the servants of Krishna. So we're all female compared to Krishna, who's the supreme male. But, of course, you have to protect yourself. Don't go silly, but do it in a humble way, and understanding that all ladies are our mothers. Isn't it? And in that way, you never can, if you think all ladies are your mothers, then, there's no Maya. So, you've always got to be Krishna conscious, no matter what. And if you do that, Krishna will protect us all, isn't it? I want you to give me an example of one time how Krishna protected you. Anyone? About 4 of you. 4 of you can give me an example how Krishna protected you. Krishna, Nishinkadev, Rama. One example in your life, how Krishna protected you. Yes. It's translation. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yes.
Once that time I was not yet devotee. So just few months before I became devotee, I had gone for trekking on and I was climbing on the mountain, and out of excitement I went some other.
Can you speak loud?
I went to some other route which was very steep.
Louder.
I went to some other route than all other my friends or other people I went to some other route. It was very steep and very difficult. So after a certain point I reached a dead end. There was full suddenly a dead end, and there was no
Dead
way.
end.
You have to take any step. You have to either hold the mountain and go like that.
Did you fall down the mountain?
No, you have to. It was like V-shape, and there was some space for you can go like this. So, but I was very afraid seeing that. But some people were going, and the shoes I was wearing were very slippery, and I just tried and holding the stone or wall mountain and ceiling. So I was trying to go, but in the middle of that I got stuck. I was feeling now I cannot go back also, and I cannot go ahead also. And I felt like, and my hands and legs both were slipping from the, and I felt like now this is the end.
And so what did you do?
So that time I intensely prayed.
Intensely prayed.
I didn't know about Krishna and all, but I just prayed to God.
And see, at that time, when you're only just a new devotee, you're a little bit, is this really right? Is this really, is Krishna really God? And so Krishna came to convince you, if you had any doubts, just by that happening to you, that yes, I really am God, your Father, and I'm here to protect you.
One devotee, one person came and helped.
Oh, there you go.
Hare Krishna. Just 1 year back, I was in Gita Marathon book distribution school contest. So on one scooty, it was that situation that I had to carry 2 boxes in one scooty. So I had put it in front of the, behind the handle, before the handles. So it was a little bit difficult to control the handle of the scooty vehicle. And somehow I was going, it was a little small, narrow path. And somehow I was about to fall to the right side. And somehow Krishna saved me, I did not fall there. When I saw that it was a huge well,
Oh my
whole
God.
scooty, myself, everything will go inside. But Krishna somehow protected me. I did not fall, I could go ahead. So Krishna is there always to protect us.
Always. And we have to be convinced of that. That all the time. I've been in Krishna consciousness for 53 years. And so many things have happened to me. And I always got protected. And I was like Queen Kunti with 5 children. She had 5, I had 5. Somewhere around. One time we went to the airport in I think it was in Mumbai, and the bags were sliding. They didn't have that good, nice bag.
Conveyor belt.
Yeah, we used to have stainless steel things, and they'd go around as the bags were coming down. And my son, he grabbed the bag and he got his finger caught in between two of those, and he got it out, and his finger was flat. It was actually flat, and I'm thinking, oh my God, no blood is coming to it, what's going to happen? And the next day, the doctor said, go to the doctor, went to the doctor, and he said, it's okay, it's fine. So what they call it, the finger just came normal again. And I said, oh my God. So Krishna was protecting my son. He's got good hands, good fingers. You know? What about the ladies? Do the ladies feel that they could tell a story? Any of you? I know you don't, deep down you have the stories, but you're shy. Don't be shy. You know what's good for being shy? I was very shy before I became a devotee. And actually, I used to pray to God, please God, will you show me what I'll be good at? Now, I was younger then, but he waited until I was a devotee and he showed me what I'll be good at. On the first day, I made my beads. We didn't go to the shop and buy the beads. We had to sit there and thread the beads on the string and tie the knots and chant Hare Krishna on everyone. So that's what you did on the first day. And on the second day, the devotee said to me, will you come out on Harinam with us? I said, oh, what's Harinam? And they said, we go chanting on the street, and we do 1 hour chanting. And I said, oh yeah, that's good. And we do 1 hour of these magazines. And I've seen the devotees doing magazines. So after an hour, they said to me, would you like to try some magazines? And I said, but I don't speak Dutch, because I joined in Amsterdam, right? And they said, oh, don't worry, just say, give them the magazine and go 1 guilder. So in Dutch, the money is guilders, just get 1 guilder. And big smile, right? Always say smile. Even now, when I go out on Harinam and give out books, I've always got a smile. And it was so amazing. They said, okay, you keep your magazines, you've got your money, and when we go back to the temple, then we all count it. And I said, okay, so we went back after the Harinam, and you'll never guess. I beat everyone in the temple for the amount of money that I made and with the amount of books. So God told me on my first day, times of being a devotee, that you are good at selling. You see, and then all my life in Krishna consciousness, I can go there and sell books too. So Krishna is always with you, all the time. We don't even know how much Krishna is with us, because the demon doubts are always coming into the head. But with Queen Kunti, you read this book, you read that chapter of the Bhagvatam, because there's so many beautiful examples for our whole life. These books, they're so amazing. Prabhupada given them. Tell me how many of you read every day? How long? What? Almost. Like, you know the way to do it. Just like we have a morning program, and we're going to chant 16 rounds. So the most important thing in spiritual life is to be regulated. And Prabhupada said, rise early before 4 a.m. and follow the whole morning program, and your whole day will be auspicious. Now, in your temple here, you have a very, very fortunate situation, because not every temple has Mangalarti at 5. So you get up by 3:30. Can you all get ready in half an hour?
Yes.
In half an hour?
Yes.
And then you start chanting. You start chanting. And if you're, been chanting a long while, you can get 9-10 rounds done before Mangalati. How wonderful is that?
We will.
Because what's the difference between those rounds and the rounds after Mangalati? Huh? Your consciousness is different. It's a different consciousness because it's in the Brahma Muhurta hours, and the hustle bustle out there on the outside, you hardly hear it. Most people are sleeping at that time. And so they are the best rounds, right? They're the best rounds. And you're starting off your day in a very, very auspicious situation. And so, like Prabhupada said, your whole day will be auspicious. You rise early, before 4 a.m., follow the whole morning program, and your whole day will be auspicious. And following the principles, chanting your 16 rounds, that makes everything much better. I've got to finish by 9 o'clock, right? Supposed to. Anyway, that's as much as I can say because the time's running out. I hope I said something that was touching your heart and helping you in your spiritual life. But the next thing I want to do now, I go to many temples and I talk to all the devotees about this. Now what I want you to do, I want all of you to say the Maham Mantra just like you do in japa. Come on. Very nice. But so how come when you sing kirtan, you're singing all these other things? In your japa, you're saying Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And it's written in Prabhupada's books, must be millions of times, right? And it's the same, all the time. It doesn't change. Halfway through the Bhagvatam, oh, we're going to change Krishna into Krishna, Krishno. And oh, well, Rama, oh, we like Ramo. Or, so many different things. So I just wanted to talk to you on that. Because one time my godbrother, he was doing that. And this Ramo, right? Prabhupada came up to me and said, who is this Ramo? He said, we do not know any Ramo. And he said, are you trying to destroy this movement? And I'll give you one good example. I was at a Sunday feast. Now, just like your temple, we had a big hall in the city. It wasn't a temple, it was a restaurant. We had the Sunday feast there. And after the Sunday feast, I was walking down the stairs and some people were standing down there. One lady said to me, can I ask you something? And I said, yes. And she said, can you tell me which mantra is right? The one that we know or this new one? So what's the new one? Ramo, Krishna, all the rest of it. And now it's gone on to Nisringo, Gaurango. And one day, oh my God, I heard it. I just couldn't believe it. They said, Prabhupada. So, that's more than I can handle. Anyway, you can tell by that example with the lady, are you trying to destroy this movement? When she's coming to me and asking me which mantra is right. So you have a great responsibility, all you devotees that live in the temple. You've got to sing this mantra right, because all the people that are coming, they're learning from you, isn't it? They're learning from you. And I ask the devotees now, this is a heavy one, who are you singing for? You're going to be walking down the road, Ramo, 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 and he's not turning around. Why is he not turning around? Because that's not his name, right? And then you're going, oh, Krishna, Krishna, and you're standing there. Why doesn't, take some attention from me? Because that's not his name. His name is Krishna, and his name is Rama, right? So who are you singing for? Who are you singing for? No. When you're singing this Rama and Krishna, who are you singing for? Huh? Who? What's that? No, you're singing for yourself. You're singing for yourself. Because, like Prabhupada said, are you trying to destroy this movement? Because if you continue on singing this, one day it's going to be that no one will know what the real mantra is. Right? And Prabhupada was so serious about that. This movement is so huge that he would say, are you trying to destroy it? Just by singing Rama. So it's a very serious thing, and I want you to take it seriously, that you don't sing it anymore. All right? Can you do that? Yeah. I'm not going to be here tomorrow to hear you. Maybe I'll get Prabhu to record it, and I'll find out if you're doing it. But actually, a lot of the temples I go to, they listen nicely. They don't sing it anymore. I'm going to Indore, and I rang up, I was talking to Gopal, Chichi Gopal, and he said, Mataji, we're very happy that you're coming. We're looking forward. So they really liked me to come. And they said, and we're not singing that Hare Rama, Krishna and all that. We're not singing that anymore. No? So it's become like a plague. If you go to many temples in the world, they're singing. They're on the YouTube, whatever kirtans, even the mellas, they're all singing it. So it's going to take a long time. But if we all together collectively sing it right, and someone might come in and say, well, why you fellows don't sing Rama anymore? And you say to him, because that's not his name. Right? So again, say the mantra.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
And you tell everyone. You say, oh, I'm very sorry. I do. Sometimes I go up to them on the Harinam and I say, don't sing that. Prabhupada didn't like it. And you know what happened? In the Harinam in Melbourne, a man came up to us. Maybe he was a devotee before, I don't know. He said to us, because they were all singing that, and I always said, don't sing it. And he came up beside the kirtan and he said, chant the mantra properly. So I say, it's Krishna sending these people, right? Because he doesn't want Prabhupada's movement to get destroyed. Because Prabhupada went through so much to set up this movement. Okay? I just want to say, oh, yeah. No, this is another subject.
Yeah, normally, one time I heard it from the senior celebrity that it was never Prabhupada. In fact, I don't know who it was, it was a long time ago. He said it was never Prabhupada, it was Prabhupada.
Yes.
And he said, I remember the day somebody started singing Prabhupada at some event, and that's caught on. So is that true? It's not Prabhupada
Yeah.
at all, it's Prabhupada.
But that's how these things creep in. It's like that someone starts with it, and they think, oh, that's nice, I like that. And then you finish up, you've got the whole world singing it. You know? So it's a big, to repair it. But it started. Now it's getting better, but it's still pretty heavy. So you all help me. You help me to make it right again. And you're not helping me. You're doing it for Srila Prabhupada, right? That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm telling all the devotees, don't sing this. It doesn't even sound nice, really. Do you think Prabhupada, do you think Rama and Krishna sounds nicer than Krishna or Rama? No, I don't think so. Yeah. So let's together endeavor to make this right again. For Srila Prabhupada, right? Because Prabhupada's our grandfather guru. So we owe him everything. So we'll do that. I just want to say one little thing more. I came to your temple many years ago, and it was out the back there. Does anyone remember me coming to your temple out the back there many years ago?
Which year?
Many years ago, I can't even remember. But I came for 4 years for this particular reason. I came one morning to the temple before 4 o'clock. I got up early and I was staying a little further away and I walked in. And when I got there, I couldn't believe it, how dirty your temple was. It was really dirty. There was little like dog footprints coming near the buckets of prasad. All the prasad buckets were outside. And there was just a mess everywhere. And then I went into Mangalati, and guess what? There was rats running across the top of the, you know how you got that, you have this outside the altar? There was rats running across there. So then I got the devotees together and I said to them, you know, your temple is so dirty. I even started cleaning it. I started cleaning it myself, right? And they said, oh, Mataji, why are you cleaning our temple? And I said, because, I said, can you not see how dirty your temple is? And they said, what, Japataka Maharaj, he told us that. And I said, well, I think he sent me along to get on your case. Anyway, very nice, sincere devotees. I gave them a list, and please do this, Sister Sona. I'm coming back next year to check on them. And when I got there, they took me by the hand, and they walked me around, and they showed me all the improvements that they'd made. Unfortunately, the rats are still there, so I had to give them another list of tasks for next year. So each year I came back for 4 years. The devotees started becoming very conscious of cleanliness. And then they told me, when I came the 4th year, they said, guess what, Mataji? Radhanath Swami came for a visit, and he said, now you have a palace for Jagannath, Subhadra and Baladev, right? So now that you have a beautiful temple, I haven't been here in many years, so I heard the devotees were buying some land at the back of that temple, and when I got the room and I looked outside, that was where it used to be. And down the back there, you could look out, because I wanted to see it. So Krishna gave me a room just at the back of where it was. And so, I'm very particular. Prabhupada was very particular. He said, actually one time, the devotees were killing the rats and killing the cockroaches. And when they told Prabhupada, you know what Prabhupada said? Does anyone know that story? You should be killed. You should be killed. You should be killed. You should be killed. That's what Prabhupada said. He said, the reason why your temple has rats and cockroaches is because it's not clean. And I've just been walking around, pegging my washing on the line and doing this and doing that. Oh, I found so many things that are not clean. So what I want you to do, all of you, even if you're coming only as a visitor every now and again, I want you to have a very, very watchful eye for anything that's not clean. Don't tell me the ladies come and clean twice a day. We don't have to do it, right? I went upstairs the other day and there was a big pile of plates with prashadam on it, all tucked underneath the bench. And I said to the boy, they said, oh, it's there. And I got the boy out and I said, Babu, I said, can you do something about this? And I said, if you don't, the rats are coming. Because on the 6th floor, there's that gate, and the rats can go under, the mice can go under there. And guess what? If you get up in the night and you go into a room and you put the light on, you will see, right? all the cockroaches will be running everywhere and the mice and that. So even if you're not aware of it, they're there. Now, I don't want your temple, this beautiful temple which you've made so much effort to create, to become like that. So I want every one of you, ladies, men, gentlemen, when you see any dirt, you're gonna become, what do they call it? Dirt seekers. You're going to become dirt seekers. And you're going to, every day, find some dirt in this temple that you can clean up. Right? Can you do that?
You can be dirt busters.
Yeah, dust busters. Well, this is better than dust. and you become very conscious that this is our temple. Prabhupada gave us this temple and we have to be very clean. Can you do that? Answer. How many are going to do that? Every one of you. Ladies, everyone. No one's going to say to you, what are you doing? You can't do that. Everyone's going to say, you are so wonderful, Prabhuji, Mataji, that you are so conscious, and I can see that our temple has become so much cleaner now. Right? Yeah, and you'll feel happy and proud. Everyone has half an hour in a day, you know? They'll always make up excuses, I don't have time, you know? And maybe after prasadam, you have to not go to sleep for half an hour or an hour or something, which I know, I do it sometimes. But if you eat too much. But please, will you all be conscious of that? So I'll come back maybe next year. Who knows? And I'll have a look and see how you're going. I've only been here a few days. Actually, it's the first time I came here and I started the cleaning. I was only here for like 4 days. And don't worry, I don't just do it to your temple. I've done it to many. I was back in Australia, and it was Prabhupada's, it was an anniversary, like 40-year anniversary of the temple. And I'd been to Punjabi Bagh. Now I went there before and it was very nice and clean. Never had that feeling. But this time I went there, everything was dirty. So I told all the devotees in the class, I said, I was walking around today and I seen big mess there, and all. So I got all the devotees in the temple giving specific, you know, the pujaris, they keep the altar clean, the devotees in the kitchen, they keep the kitchen clean, the temple devotees, and everyone, he went to the brahmachari ashram. I said, I can go to the brahmachari ashram and have a look, but I don't really need to because I already know. And I said, the grihastas, they had to do the outside. Anyway, this devotee, he'd come from here and he was in Melbourne in the taxi. We picked him up at the airport with me. And the devotee, I said, oh, where are you from? And he said, I'm from India. And I said, he said, I was just in Punjabi Bagh. And I said, oh, Punjabi Bagh. I said, how are the devotees there? He said, they're cleaning. They told me that Mother Surabhi said our temple is dirty. So they were all cleaning. Oh, and that made me feel so wonderful because I wasn't there, but they took my instruction very seriously. So that's what I like to hear, no matter where I am. And I've been to many temples, not just that one, even overseas. I got all the devotees cleaning. You know, they ask when I'm coming back. When are you coming back to clean again, Mataji, with us? So there you go. Thank you very much. I hope I gave some wise words. Yes? You must be all hungry.
Krishna Mataji,
Yes.
thank you so much for your wonderful class and your 53 years of decades of devotional service to create a shining example for us. So as you mentioned that this cleaning, we hear that cleanliness is next to godliness.
Yes.
But somehow the why goes back into the consciousness and every other thing creeps up first, that has first priority. That is one question. And other thing is that it is very difficult is we say that following 4 regulative principles and chanting 16 rounds. But as yes, in the beginning it is easier comparatively, but as we go along and we spend 15, 20 years in devotional service, it becomes increasingly more difficult to, means this basic commitment also becomes very difficult to follow. So since we have been following it with so much vigor and enthusiasm, and I just want to ask what's the secret that we can go year after year fulfilling this commitment?
Be regulated. So that's what I was saying, how many of you are reading? Because there's a lot of devotees that don't read, and they say to me, how do you do it that you read every day? Because I go and stay at their houses, and they see me, that I get up early, I chant. Many times I chant my rounds before Bhagavatam. And then I do the program, and then I read, and I sit because I'm regulated. And I do it every day at the same time. Sometimes I can't read, like after I've done my rounds and I've done my Gayatri and I've got it set forth to read. And I look around and there's my little grandson who's walking up. So when he's there, I can't read. So then you have to read later on. And sometimes you get, because I take them to school and do everything like that, and sometimes you get caught up in what you're doing and you don't read. But try very hard to be regulated. Like I said, if you rise early before 4 a.m. and you get that 1 hour of chanting, you'll find your whole day is free to do much more things, and reading is one of them. But it doesn't mean that because you've got all your rounds done early and you got up early that now you have more time to sleep. No, you have more time to read. And get your reading done early in the morning, because as soon as you eat, what happens? And if you eat too much, then you sleep, right? Or you're sitting there reading and you go, don't think it doesn't happen to me, it does. That's why we teach by example. It happens to me, right? That sometimes I fall asleep when I'm reading. So I make sure that I don't read after I've eaten. I get everything done in the morning. And as far as that's concerned, see, that's the thing. That is the secret. Rising early, getting your rounds done, and it makes you stronger in your whole consciousness. Like I said, the best rounds are the ones before Mangalati. And see, this gives you strength. And then all these things that come in view, you can always get distracted. Maya's always putting obstacles in your course because she wants to know if you're really serious. Do you really want to be a devotee, right? And she's always going like this. The carrot, the ass. The carrot in front of the ass's nose. But he never can get it, right? So Maya's going to do that all the time. So you have to be 100% sure. I want to go back to Godhead at the end of my life. I don't want to come back to this place. Just in the last 53 years, it's so much deteriorated, this Kali Yuga. Even as a devotee, you see it. Things that you never did before. Now everyone, especially the children, they're on the tablets. One day I was in a mall and there was this little child and it was screaming its head off. And I'm going, oh my God, what's happened? What's wrong with this child? Right? Sitting in the pram, screaming. All of a sudden, like, so loud. And then the mother comes along and she picks up the phone and she gives it to the child. And what happened? Stop screaming. So it's become like that. The mothers and the fathers, they aren't parenting anymore. The tablet is parenting, the laptop, the phone, like that. So you have to be strong. We have to be even more strong because of the Kali Yuga getting worse and worse and worse. So.
Thank you, Mataji. And just in relation to the pronunciation of proper Hare Krishna Maham Mantra, Srila Maharaj has written a book almost 15 years back on the Sanskrit Charan. That book he has written, Maharaj has written, and in that he very clearly gives what pronunciation should be there, what are the exact artis. So in that I just remember a cartoon is made because sometimes See, Bengalis, they have their proper accent, but sometimes we sing like Shri Guru Charan Vrunda. So Maharaj, in that book, a cartoon is there in which Guru in Hindi, in local village language means cow. So in that cartoon, on the Guru Asan, on the Asan, a cow is sitting. So with the help of those cartoons and that, Maharaj emphasized that means proper pronunciation of Maham Mantra.
Very important. Look, people argue against it. And they say, Prabhupada was a Bengali, because of the way you say it's a Bengali thing. And I said, Prabhupada was a Bengali, he never sang, right? They always want to make up excuses why they're singing Rama and why they can sing all these things, right? And I have to gather my arguments, just like the lady and the man. And what happened this time? Oh, what happened? This is another thing that happened. I was on I don't know if you know, in Mayapur, out the back it's got Rasa Metakund. It's another out the back on Tarampur Road. You go further up. Anyway, it was a long walk because the devotees told me go there and have a look at it. So it was a long walk. And on the way back, I got really sore legs, so I hopped on a rickshaw. And there was a Bengali boy. And he was chanting the Hare Krishna mantra perfectly. And I said, where are you from? He said, I am from Bengal. I said, you are chanting the Maham Mantra perfectly. And he said, yes, that is the mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. But he was singing it. And I said, please, will you go over to that temple there and teach them? You are Bengali. And they're saying it's Bengali thing. I said, you go and show them how to chant the mantra properly. So there you go. So no excuses anymore, all right? It's Krishna, not Krishna. It's not Krishna, it's Krishna. And it's Rama, it's Nishringa, it's Gauranga, right? And it certainly isn't. Don't say it. And then this Maya might go away. Then these problems might go away, you know?
Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yes. We better get quick or everyone's going to be starving.
So, first thing is, thank you very much for giving the class. Quite observed. So, how did you get in touch with this
You have
movement?
to talk loud.
How did you get in touch with this movement?
Oh, that's a big story. I'd have to give another class for that one.
And second question was your experience with Bhagavatam.
Thank you. Sorry, ladies. I didn't ask you if you had a story. I did. You were too shy. Anyway, you understand, right? You understand what to do? And just, just tell your other devotee friends, and if you hear them singing that, say, we don't sing that here. Prabhupada didn't like it, and we're doing what Prabhupada wants. So that's the most important thing. And we have to set it in cement for the future generations. Because we want them to say, Krishna, Krishna, and Krishna will turn around and they'll go, yes. We don't want them to go, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna's going, he's not even hearing it. If you walked along the street and someone called your name and it wasn't correct, would you turn around? No. So there you go. And we want Krishna to turn around, right? And we want to go home with him and we want to play with him. Like Queen Kunti was saying in that verse with the cows and the cowherd boys and the cowherd girls. I always think I want to be a cow. Because I love the picture with Krishna having his arms around the cow's neck. So I think I want to be a cow in the spiritual world, but that's up to Krishna. Yes. Thank you very much. And I'm leaving today. And if you pray nicely, I might come back. Not only praying, cleaning. All right? And singing the mantra nicely. Okay? Thank you very much. Haven't got time because everyone's hungry. Next time. All good?
there for a few days, but somehow we were not able to take complete advantage. So next time we promise to Mataji. Louder. Hare Krishna.
Because I'm old, my hearing's not so good.
Am I audible now? Is it proper? Is it proper? I'm audible? Whatever I'm saying, you are able to hear me?
Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not.
So somehow she was here for the past 3-4 days, but we were not able to take complete advantage of Mataji's presence. Next time surely Mataji will be taking to all our centers and where many devotees will be wishing to hear from you.
Oh, I would like to go to the embassy. Very nice. Thank you. Well, you know, the reason why I used to go back to Bangalore all the time, because the devotees were so serious and that they really listened to me about the cleaning. And every day, every time I came, they took me and showed them. After some time, that little place down there became really nice. Does anyone remember it? Anyone who was here in the little temple? Yeah? You remember? Yeah, it became nice, didn't it? So much conscious, and therefore the devotees wanted to get the land above here. And that's how you achieve that, because of sincerity, you know? And Krishna was blessing them because they were doing something about making it clean. Because, you know, this is not our house. This is Krishna's house. And he doesn't want to live in a dirty place, right? He might run away. So you have to be very careful, right? You keep it beautiful, like that. One Krishna is in your heart, you know? Must be clean, and the heart must be clean. Actually, Krishna is in the heart, but the heart must be clean for Krishna to want to reside there, to want to take us to his house. And you can imagine what Krishna's house looks like in the spiritual world. So we have to be very conscious, and then he will say, come, I want to take you home to see my house, right? So that's our goal. We're not just coming here to have fun. Of course we have fun. We all have fun, isn't it? Who has fun? Yeah? And you know what Prabhupada said? Prabhupada said, if it wasn't for prasadam, none of you would be here. So you have to make sure the prasadam is always very nice. Okay?
Despite a lot of difficulties and inconveniences, I saw Mataji was never criticizing or complaining about anything. Okay? So although she is 74 years old, we don't know what does it mean to be 74 years old. Maybe Prabhuji met me. Hardly any of us would know. Despite all of that, she was completely jolly and encouraging many things yesterday when I was with her. So let us thank her for her valuable presence over here. And we require you to come here again and again, Mataji.
Okay. Well, we'll see. You'll have to write me a letter and encourage me, remind me. You know, tell me how nice you're keeping this temple clean, and that you're never singing Hari Rama again. Sometimes I get very upset with the devotees, and I just go out of the kirtan. Because they're singing this Rama, Krishna, on and on and on, going, oh my God, let me get out of here. Because if Prabhupada was here, you know. Okay? So you make it that Mataji will always want to stay in your kirtans without any Rama, Krishna, Prabhupada, and whatever. Okay? Because anyway, you know when you sing that, you're not making any spiritual advancement by singing something that's not. Like I said, you're calling Krishna Rama, Rama, and Krishna, and he's just walking away. Why doesn't he turn around? And doesn't he know? Because you're not singing his name properly, right? So understand that, and if you do these things, you'll become very Krishna conscious very quickly. You think so? Yeah? You think so? Yes. Yes, very, very quickly. And that's our aim, because you don't know how long you've got to live. You can walk out on the road and get run over by a car tomorrow, right? So we have to try to be Krishna conscious every second, so that when that time comes, we're going to go, Krishna! When we're lying there on the road and go, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And then he takes us. And then we're going to go back to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada's going to take us by the hand and introduce us to Krishna. So it's a serious thing, but it's fun also. It's fun. Yeah. No one should be sad in Krishna consciousness. Right? Okay.
There's one time nobody chant Hare Krishna Bhagavatam. Thank you, Mataji, for the
Thank you. You're a very good audience. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada.